we have another of one of our great ladies doing work to make sure that our young folks are in the process and growing and doing the things that they can do to transform lives. That would be none other than Jamila Trimuel, who is the founder and CEO of Ladies of Virtue, transforming lives destined for greatness. Good morning, Jamila. Welcome to Choose Views.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for having me this morning.
You're welcome. I'm always mindful because I think I was raised right. Do I call you Miss Trimuel or do I call you Jamila? It's your.
Oh, please call me Jamila. I love that intro, though. I was like, oh, what's that? He talking about me?
Yeah,
no,
I'm talking
please
about
call
you.
me Jamila.
Jamila, I am just fascinated by the work that you've been doing, and I love the name of your organization, Ladies of Virtue. Take a moment and tell our audience a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, and then what drove you to create and to design Ladies of Virtue.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. I am born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I'm actually from the South Shore neighborhood. And growing up, my dad used to always say, you are an African girl. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just like, young people, even today, right? You take your parents for granted. I thought that all my friends had parents who were pushing them to go to college, pushing them to overcome their obstacles. But it wasn't until my junior year in high school that I saw how some of my friends' lives were taking a downward turn. And at that point, I realized, wow, not everybody has those positive role models in their life. Whether they're a parent, a teacher, a mentor, not everybody has that. And so that's why I became a mentor. I started mentoring as a sophomore at college at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And I have not stopped mentoring. It is a part of my life calling. I've now grown to realize that this is my purpose in life. And that's why I started Ladies of Virtue. I was mentoring at, YMCA and Chicago Urban League, and you name it. If they had a youth program, I was a part of it, I'm sure. And several years later, I ended up starting Ladies of Virtue October 1st, 2011. So it's been over 13 years now, almost 14 years. Started with 6 girls, and now we serve over 2,000 young women and girls annually through character development, career readiness, and civic engagement programming.
Today has been a day, and this is why I always tell men, step up, okay? I love me some men. I'm a strong man and all that stuff. But guys, step up. Because prior to this, and if you've caught the segment or not, but Marsha Levick, she's an attorney that's working to do what? Make sure the justice system is right for folks who've been improperly, young folks, put through the system. Here you are, and so in her own way, she's mentoring the process. You, elbows deep, mentoring, making sure that young girls particularly are benefiting and having the confidence and having the partnership with purpose-driven leaders. So in doing that and strengthening their resolve, this is a question that always comes to mind when it comes to mentoring. What do you do when you're working with someone or someones and they're just not quite getting the vision that you may have for them?
And I get this question often. I always say that mentoring is a lifelong journey, right? Sometimes when you meet someone, you never know what they've gone through. You never know what, as I mentioned to you before, I had friends who were growing up whose parents weren't pushing them to go to college. So just because someone entered into their life and now they're 17 and 18 and you could be doing this, you could do that, that doesn't mean that they're going to grasp hold immediately. But if you walk life on life with them, you will begin to see those changes little by little. We've had girls in our program, they start even crying when they first get there the first year because they don't want to participate or not feel comfortable speaking or we've had girls in their first year that literally told a mentor, "You're the type of girl I want to fight," that kind of thing. But you stay with them life on life. You continue to provide the mental health resources. You continue to show them and expose them to career explorations and show them even more than what they have imagined through college tours. You put them in positions of leadership where now they're leading a group project. So now that and maybe in school they would have never been selected to be the project manager, but yet in Ladies of Virtue, leading projects and speaking to corporate executives. Over time is where you see those differences. And so I always encourage adults to speak life. Even when you see a girl just with her bonnet on or blue hair, say she's beautiful when you see her outside. You never know how those words could change someone's life.
So other girls, and what passed in my mind when you were talking about them having projects to lead and be a part of, obviously one of your best allies are girls, young women that are in the program that have, a couple of years in, and they've made the transition, or they've gone around and said, in their brain they've gone, okay, Mr. Trimuel is right. I can do this. I can be of greatness. So are they part of your system in terms of helping the younger or less experienced girls that come into the program develop and be more trusting and be able to open themselves up to the opportunities?
Oh, absolutely. So Ladies of Virtue, we're all about empowering our girls to become confident and purpose-driven leaders. As I mentioned, we do that in 3 ways: character development, career readiness, and civic engagement. So as part of our curriculum, girls are working on leadership projects. And as part of that, thinking about our Black Girl Rest initiative at our Saturday Leadership Institute, there are groups of we call them our queens, but they are in high school. They will work with our gyms who are in 4th through 8th grade. So girls that are in 4th through 8th grade, they're being mentored by the girls that are in high school to complete their projects. And in this case, there was the Black Girl Rest Health and Wellness Experience. It's a conference that's focusing on health and wellness that our girls in 4th through 8th grade put on. But they were mentored throughout this 3-month process by their big sisters and Ladies of Virtue, which are the queens in high school. And so that's how we continue to show our younger generation that, yes, you may be in 6th grade, but now you're being mentored by a sophomore. You see how far that she's come, and you too can achieve your dreams as well.
Civic engagement, that's a word that you use a couple of times as part of the I guess you could say the trifecta, the 3 legs of your stool of development. Talk about that and why it's so important to the program.
Yeah, civic engagement is critical to our programming because one of the reasons why I started Ladies of Virtue is that as I was mentoring girls, I noticed how a lot of programs, they were more theoretical, right? They would put the PowerPoint presentations on to say, yes, you are a leader, and here are the 3 points of what comprises a leader, which is great, but we do take it that next step where we say, you are a leader right now. So you can go and change your schools, change your communities right now. And we're going to be providing you with the tools and opportunities and resources for you to do so. So we partner with the Project Management Institute, where they're teaching our girls project skills and project management. We also have our girls to identify topics that they're passionate about. So this year, there are topics such as intersectionality, mental health, career readiness, self-love, things of that sort. They're broken off into groups of about 5 girls, and then we pair them with a community organization so that they learn more about that topic. And then they take what they learn, go out in the community or in their schools to host workshops, and then they present their impact to corporate executives and community leaders. And then every year they get an amazing prize. One year we went to Disney World. One year we went to Wisconsin Dells. So every year it changes up. But we show them that going above and beyond and having that spirit of excellence is very important, which is why we provide that additional prize and leadership scholarship at the end as well. And so the civic engagement is critical because it shows our girls that they are leaders right now and that they can go out and change the world right now.
And it seems like, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems like they then can see not an end necessarily, like it's over, but they can see the other side of the work that they put in, both on themselves and that as a mentor, because they get to take it out into the world, I guess is a way that I'm maybe processing this. Am I right, or am I off base?
Absolutely right. And I can give you a couple examples. So this year I was actually one of the project mentors for the self-love group. And this group focused on hygiene, but also really sharing with the girls, what does it mean to love yourself? And so the group that I worked with were comprised of freshmen to senior girls, and they went to Parker Elementary, which were middle school girls. And so they talked to them. They had this entire workshop where they talked to them about what does it mean to love yourself, and they talked to them about when they first went to high school, how they felt and how they stayed out of drama and all of that. And so it was just this great exchange of high school girls pouring back into middle school girls. So again, to your point, they got a chance to see, okay, this is what I can do. This is what I can become in the future. But what we're also seeing is that those high school girls then become college students who are leading conferences on campus. So we just helped to sponsor one of our alumni who hosted a self-love conference on her college campus at DePaul University in Indiana. And so what we're seeing is that when we give them the tools in middle school and high school, they then become leaders on their college campuses as well.
That's extraordinary. It really is. And a lot of it has to be, I guess a lot of it is not has to be, but it's tied to having great allies and folks that are there to support you on a corporate level, on an association level. Talk a little bit about the allies that you have and why they have been so integral to the success of the program.
Yeah, so first I always have to start off with my volunteers. Our volunteers and Ladies of Virtue. Many of our volunteers are now staff who've been with me since the beginning. But if it weren't for our volunteers who are walking life on life with our girls, our mentors, walking life on life, the volunteers that are coming every first and third Saturday, especially in our Saturday Institute. We even have volunteers that are hosting, like Jasmine Minor. She's one of our volunteers. She hosted our Black Girl Rest event, for example. We have different volunteers throughout the year that are coming in, volunteering their time, and that's critical, and it really serves as a lifeline to our organization. We have corporate backing as well. Shout out to JP Morgan Chase and Blue Cross Blue Shield, who they just sponsored our Black Girl Rest activities as well. So between local foundations, corporate, and volunteers, that truly is allowing Ladies of Virtue to thrive. I will say in this time, though, we have seen a shift in strategic priorities for some local foundations and corporations that have supported us over these last 3 to 5 years are changing this year. So now more than ever, to be honest with you, we need more allies to donate and be a part of Ladies of Virtue.
Yeah, and I'm not going to drag you down the political conversation necessarily, but I think everything that we do is social, has social impact, and as it broadens into political and economic conversations, it's a reality that we live in. So yes, the support that you've had, we know that some of that may be at risk or because of the fact that we've got some changes in our national administration and how they look at corporations who support organizations that are actually designed to better our community. So that's my long-winded way of saying we know that the administration ain't down with Ladies of Virtue. So
and I will say companies are already, you said may change. They're already changing, unfortunately. It's the quiet shift that's taken place where some corporations and some local foundations are already pulling back. So I just want the audience to know that this isn't this may happen. It has and it will happen. So that's why.
Oh, no. Jamila, if you're still there, keep talking. Okay, good. We lost you for a second. So as no, that's okay. We're going to have you back. Don't worry. We're going to have you back because I want to ask you a question about two things. First of all, thank you for being with us and what you're doing. I mean, again, my hat's off to you and to Ladies of Virtue. Talk a little bit about upcoming events that you have and how folks at the same time we can get involved as volunteers. I heard you loud and clear when you said that earlier, but talk about upcoming events and talk about how folks can get involved and find you.
Absolutely. So our upcoming event is Fanny's Fight for Freedom. It is another one of our signature civic engagement programs. This allows our girls who are sophomores, juniors, and seniors in high school. So if you know a sophomore through senior in high school, please have them register for Fanny's Fight for Freedom. This allows our girls to really understand the impact and the voice that they have in our democracy. They will be meeting local elected officials, even the president of Chicago Urban League. So they'll be meeting local leaders, community leaders from Chicago, as well as local elected officials, so that they can really understand how their voice matters and the projects that I had mentioned that they have worked on. Many of them are going to be joining this program so that they can see, if you have an idea, how does it then become law? And so if you're interested and if you have a team that's interested in learning more about how to engage in their democracy, learning the importance of voting, not only that, but learning about the life of Fannie Lou Hamer, then the Fanny's Fight for Freedom is an important program for our team.
Absolutely. How can folks find you, Jamila?
Site lovchicago.org. Again, our website is lovchicago.org.
I'm going to say that again because we had a little bit of a glitch. The website is lovchicago.org. And, of course, you can just Google the wonderful organization Ladies of Virtue, and you can get all the good stuff there that you can share and get involved. There she is, guys. Jamila Trimuel doing the work, making sure that our young ladies have not only a place to be, but a place to go and a future to see. So thank you for being with us, and thank you for helping us understand better about your organization and the great work that you're doing.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, you too.
All right, bye now.